Welcome back to another episode of Fate Kaleid Liner, Prisma Illya 2. So, in the previous episode, Chloe has officially become a transfer student of the elementary school of Illya. So, they're now classmates. Of course, as fate would have it, they are classmates now, and they're sitting next to each other as well. And they had an intense dodgeball fight, right? Using all of their powers. Illya kind of partially transformed, like she just got the pins on her twin tails or whatever it is, and she strengthened her body by channeling some of the mana inside of her body, basically strengthening it. So that was pretty cool. And then we saw a bunch of Karen, who she was saying some ominous stuff, you know. I feel like she was saying some stuff that are gonna be foreshadowing, but yeah, I don't know what they mean as of right now. But yeah, she was saying some ominous stuff. She's very interesting. She's like, man, couldn't you at least be like half dead when you come in here? That would at least make it interesting. Why do you come here just with like bruises and slight concussions, you know? That's boring. But yeah, apart from that, Chloe's demeanor has changed a bit, especially now that Illya has been conked out, you know? So that was really, really interesting. I really like the Chloe in the later half of the episode a lot more because she was, as I said in the previous episode, she seemed a lot more calm, a lot more reasonable. She wasn't always just trying to actively ruin everything that Illya has built up. So that was really cool to see. She wasn't like really pestering anyone. She was just kind of like reflecting in a way, right? She seemed kind of sad as well. So I guess we'll see more about Chloe as time goes on, like what exactly is she thinking and stuff like that. What exactly is her plan? What are her... Like, what does she want to do, you know? Basically everything. We don't know anything about her. And speaking of Chloe, I have more theories. Yesterday when I went to sleep, I was just thinking about Fate theories, specifically Prilya theories, for like an hour. And first of all, before I go into the theory, let me say this, because in the previous episode, I did have some theories. And I know a lot of people like went on to answer a lot of the theories that I had. I'm avoiding those comments that actually explain and answer my theories because I want to have my theories. I don't want them explained yet. If you want to explain the theories, please wait until the end of the show, because at the end of the day, it's just a theory that I have, so I don't mind it being wrong, but I like having those theories, right? If I'm wrong on a theory, you can laugh at me when like the show reveals it and I'm like, oh, okay, I see. But don't answer it because the show is gonna answer it, right? Anyways, yeah, so that's why I'm avoiding comments that go on about like my theories. But one thing that I did see in the comments, however, was mention of like me going into a lot of like FGO stuff. I know I'm going into a lot of FGO stuff because I am watching and playing a lot of FGO right now. But the thing is, I consumed like what, over 100 hours of FGO story by now. So most of the things that I know about Fate lore, I've learned from the FGO stories. So a lot of the things that I'm gonna mention in my theories are gonna be maybe things that I found out through FGO stuff, just because of the probability, right? There's a way higher probability that the story of FGO is gonna, or the term that I'm gonna bring up is gonna be something that was introduced in FGO, because I've just consumed so much of FGO. So that's just gonna happen naturally. I know that this is based off of kind of like the universe that Stay Night setup and stuff like that, as opposed to FGO. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the theories are just for fun, right? So even if I bring up something like a demi-servant or a pseudo-servant, or I don't know, I'm not going to bring up singularities or anything like that probably. But yeah, even if I bring those things up, which are Fate, like FGO stuff, then I mean, that's fine, right? It's just a fun theory that I end up having. At the end of the day, it's all Fate, right? It's all one universe, kind of. Anyways, yeah. Speaking of the theories, so I kind of like thought a bit harder about the entire theory that I had in the previous episode. If you don't know what I'm talking about with this entire rant, the theory was that there's kind of like a demi-servant situation, or kind of a situation similar to a demi-servant with Chloe, right? That's kind of what I assumed, that her body basically got, or like she is an alternate Illya that got summoned from a different timeline because of like second true magic and stuff like that, because it's Zelrech. And she got summoned from a different timeline, got put here into this timeline, and somehow fused with the class card. And I said in the previous episode that maybe she has a heroic spirit within her, kind of like how Mesh has Galahad, right? Yeah, within her. There is kind of a similar situation to that, and that's why she has to sustain that spirit by feeding off of people's mana. But I was thinking a bit more about this in bed, and my theory changed a bit, or at least I could say I got a new theory, an alternate theory, if you will, because I'm pretty sure the class cards aren't like fully heroic spirits. They're just powers of heroic spirits, right? They're kind of like just their noble phantasms and stuff. So my theory is that it's not that she gained a heroic spirit within her, it's more so that she just gained the powers of the heroic spirit, plus she's still an Illya from a different timeline, and the reason why she needs to take mana from others is not to sustain the heroic spirit within her, but it's basically just to sustain her noble phantasm or the powers of the heroic spirit that she's using, right? Because she's not actively always going out and like taking mana. The only time she's doing it is when she actually uses her powers and exhausts her mana, right? Because Illya can replenish her mana with the mystic codes, but obviously Chloe doesn't have a mystic code, so she needs to replenish her mana somehow, and she's doing it by basically violating people, if you will, taking their juices. So yeah, I feel like that theory makes a bit more sense. It's a bit more simple of a theory, right? Because it's just a power, not the entire heroic spirit, but I feel like that makes a bit more sense in this universe, maybe. But then the only thing that I'm still curious about is, obviously, I don't know any of the answers because the show hasn't told us about it yet. These are speculations. Once again, I don't want answers from you guys on this. Just smile and nod, boys. Smile and nod. Don't answer anything from here. My question would be, why did she fuse with the if the assumption that she is an alternate Illya from an alternate timeline, right? Why would she fuse with the Archer card? Like, what would be the benefit of that, right? Why didn't she just come out of the timeline and not fuse with the card? Why did she need to fuse with it, right? Is it actually just an accident that she somehow ended up fusing with it by accident somehow, or I don't know. But that's the thing that we're gonna find. That's the one thing that's like, I feel like the glaring mystery in that one theory that I have. So it could all just be completely wrong, and that's fine. that's why it's just a theory. But yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let's just go. Oh, if you wanna watch this uncut, unblurred as always, on my Patreon down in the description. And let's go into Fate Khalid Liner, Prisma Illya, Zwei, episode 5. Target practice for real, huh? Not using Medusa for it anymore. Illya, what are you doing? Did you not have any space where you could have practiced apart from that? Oh yeah, one thing that I was gonna say, so basically, okay, that's the title. One thing that I was gonna say, but I'm pretty sure I was thinking about this during the opening. I was gonna be like, can't you deploy a mirror world and do the training in there, because all the damage from the mirror world gets reversed after the mirror world is gone? But I'm pretty sure the mirror world you can only deploy when there's a class card. Like, you need to use the class card as kind of like a catalyst of sorts. You cannot deploy it just randomly, I'm pretty sure, right? I'm pretty sure it was only done in Season 1 when that was a class card that would basically require you to put up a mirror world. Otherwise, if that wasn't the case, then you could easily use it for training, right? You could just reverse all the damage. Wow. Shiro. Maidrin exposed. Oh, here he is. Smart. Makes sense. Precautionary, you know. Precautions. Golly! Chloe? Oh, they don't know about it, of course. she's gonna kill her. Oh my god, I don't know how much I can show here. Less fortunate is wild. She's pissing her off so much. Now that would be awkward because Chloe, obviously they would know their family and stuff like that. Liz and Sela would know their family, so they would know that she's not the cousin. So they would know that something is up, right? He's been training even without her tutorial. Yes, suddenly. Yanker. Oof, these camera angles are very careful, very cautious. Just a feature of the rich bats. Mia's like, it's a murderer. These two. Oh, these two are great. Yeah, that's fair enough. I wonder what Sela and Liz would have done if they found out about it. They would definitely let Irie know. I wonder what she would have done. Sensei? Yes, that was the question that I had. Nice. Woo! Mm. Oh, here it is, the lore. Whoa, once again. Once again. Lore. A portion of hero spirit power using powerful weapons. Yes, okay, yeah. A heroic spirit's complete power. Okay. My theories are coming into play here. Yeah? You don't get to decide about your life yourself. I have a lot of theories, but I'm gonna wait until this conversation is over. We know that she has the power of Emiya though, yeah. Excalibur? Oh, Kalakbolg, okay. Woo! Also, what about the contract though? Okay. Okay, so as I said, I have a few more theories because, as I said in the intro, I spent like over an hour yesterday just thinking about theories. So it wasn't only one theory. There was a bunch of theories that were floating around in my head. One of them being that Chloe is similar to like this Emiya and Shiro situation where she summoned Chloe back from the future as a heroic spirit, like herself from the future as a heroic spirit back to this world. But then the question would be, why would she fuse with the card, right? What would the card do, right? Like why would she fuse with the archer card there? Maybe it would be kind of used as like a catalyst. I guess that would kind of make sense. I was also thinking kind of something. I'm gonna bring up, I think, a term that I think was introduced in FGO. It was also kind of sort of introduced in Apocrypha, and that is the term of a pseudo servant, right? Because I was thinking also that, because you know how a pseudo servant would bring back a heroic spirit, but that heroic spirit wouldn't be stable by itself, so we would need to find a body that would stabilize the spirit, and then we use that body. So I was thinking maybe that somehow like the class card provided a heroic spirit in Emiya, and then that Emiya would somehow stabilize itself by using an Illya body, but I don't think that's the case. I think the reason why I don't think it is Illya being summoned from the future to the past as Chloe is because then that would mean that Illya would have to be the master. She doesn't have any command spells. She doesn't have a master. Granted, if she were an archer, she would have independent action and she could act for some time and she could supplement a lot of the mana by basically getting the mana from other people. That could kind of work as well. But I'm thinking, has there ever been, in at least the OG Fate, has there ever been a servant who was summoned and without having a master? I don't think so. I think every single servant was summoned by someone who already was a master, right? Well, actually, I think how did Media summon Sasaki Kojiro? I don't know. Maybe maybe she became a master after summoning Sasaki Kojiro. I think that's possible. It's definitely possible in FGO, but I don't know if it's possible in the Stay Night universe. Yeah, anyways. Actually, it might not even be possible in FGO. I'm not gonna go into that. Anyways, those are just theories, right? I wonder which ones are gonna be true because I feel like some of them are gonna be at least slightly true, right? I'm not sure how I feel about Chloe being Illya from the future because it would be very similar to basically the Stay Night formula. I mean, it would be fine, but I kind of like the idea of Chloe just being a full-on physical Illya, like just a normal Illya from a different timeline, right? But I don't know though. We'll see. Those are the theories right now. We'll see. It's all gonna be answered. What? Okeanos. Good thing she didn't fuse with Caster because she would have a rule breaker. She could easily just break the contract. But she wouldn't have independent action if that were the case. If that is the case here. Yeah. God damn. The boys in the back. Nice. I see. Yeah, about that. And that one. Tatsuko's the best. Love letter. I have a feeling it's not a love letter. I also have, I was thinking about a bunch of things right now to add on to my theory earlier. I'm gonna talk later. I think I said some sweeping statements that I wanna correct. I thought so. Teleports behind you. Teleportation is interesting. So that's an answer. And the OST. The more I sing it, the more it does seem reminiscent of Shira and Emiya. I feel like if someone wants to kill you, it's not that bad to want them gone. That's some big assumptions, lady. Yo, the gaslight is real. Okay. She's good. I respect how good she is at manipulation. I guess what she's saying, but I'm gonna talk more after the episode. Yeah, thank you, Mio. Don't let yourself get manipulated like that. Thank you. Yo, Saber! Try projecting this, faker. Beat yourself up. You can help her. Take her by surprise. Punch yourself in the chin. She's gonna lose lose consciousness. Or not consciousness, just stability or whatever it is. I can watch the ending you guys said, so let me see it. 2. There's no more spoilers in this. I wonder what would have happened in this episode that could have made it so that it would be a spoiler up until now. I guess that's called undressing. Whoa. Okay. So what I said earlier, there are a few things that I want to correct with the statement because I was thinking about it. I think I was when I was, there's so many things I want to talk about. I'm trying to say everything at once. So when I said like you become a master before you can summon a heroic spirit, that's just plain wrong, because I was thinking about it. The reason why you would get the command spells is because a Holy Grail war would be going on and a Holy Grail would choose you as a master, right? But there's no Holy Grail here, or Holy Grail war here, I should say. So even if you don't have command spells, you can still summon heroic spirits as long as you have enough mana. As I said, we saw that with Gilgamesh in Babylonia, and I'm pretty sure we saw that with Media as well. I'm pretty sure she summoned a heroic spirit without having the command spells. We haven't specifically seen the actual summoning there, but yeah, I'm pretty sure she summoned Sasaki Kojiro and then made a contract with him after the fact. But apart from that, what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure that she could summon, the reason why I'm saying that is she could summon Chloe as a heroic spirit of herself from the future, even without having a command spells, right? So her not having command spells is not a giveaway that that's not what's happening, right? It would kind of make sense. Now, independent action usually would be enough time to give you like a day or two extra without disappearing. But she is replenishing her mana. I don't know how much mana that replenishes. The thing that she's doing, right? I don't know if that's enough to sustain her if she is a heroic spirit or not. But I guess, I don't know. I'm also thinking, what would be a giveaway of if someone is a servant or not? I know that they... Is that a giveaway of someone being a servant or not? I don't think so. Like, I'm trying to think of fate lore and stuff. I don't think they have a way of finding out directly if someone is a heroic spirit at a glance, right? If you get hurt, that's not really a giveaway. You can still get permanent injuries. I mean, she never went into spirit form, but that could be purely by choice, right? I don't know. I don't know why. I kind of prefer the idea of her being, as I said earlier, right? An Ilya from an alternate timeline, like a normal human from an alternate timeline, Ilya, who somehow got fused with a class card, right? Which we still obviously, or I don't know why she would get fused, but yeah, I don't know though. We'll see. It is looking very reminiscent of Emiya and Shiro, right? In the way that this is going on and like everything that Chloe is saying to Ilya seems very reminiscent of that. Like, why do you want to go back and stuff like that? And the thing that I really liked in the dynamic of Emiya and Shiro was how Shiro was like, you know what? No, fuck you, Emiya. I know what you're saying, but and I know where you're coming from, but fuck you. That's what I really liked with Shiro. I wonder what's gonna happen with here with wow, Ilya. I was gonna say Chloe, and I was like, that's not the correct word. Ilya, right? So she was talking to me or saying to me like how, oh yeah, she's saying she wants to go back to her old life, which means she never wants to meet you. She doesn't want to meet Rin and Luvia and me and all of us. She wants us all to disappear. And I feel like she's being dramatic there. I feel like what Ilya said there was a bit of a sweeping statement. I feel like it's normal for her to be like, hey, I kind of don't want this craziness to all be happening. I kind of want to go back to chilling with my friends and stuff like that. I think her saying that is a very normal thing to say. Like, obviously, yeah, she there are probably, like, she could have worded it better, I'm sure, because obviously Miu knows that how much Ilya cares about her. Luckily, she had a flashback to that moment. So yeah, I think Miu also realizes that you're just trying to manipulate me, you're trying to gaslight me, you're making a big assumption here that Ilya didn't say that in the spur of the moment, you know. She's a kid, it's normal for her to want some of that, you know, normality back in her life, without trying to overanalyze. Oh yeah, when she said that, she means that she doesn't want to meet you, Mio, and stuff like that, right? So yeah. Okay. Anyways, we'll see where this is gonna go. Like, I wonder, like, why is Chloe saying all of those things? What is her purpose? Is it the same as like Emiya of being like, hey, I want to, I don't know, I want to kill you because I don't want you to, I don't know. I don't want this weak you to be, or I don't know. I genuinely have no idea what Kuro's intentions are. It could be like the same thing as Emiya, but I don't think it is. I think it's gonna go in a different direction. But we'll see. Anyways, I think that's all of the things that I wanted to say about this. As always, don't answer my theories. I don't want information that's gonna get revealed later down the line. These are all just theories. If I'm horribly wrong on all of them, great. If I'm right even slightly on one of them, okay. So please don't answer them. But yeah, we'll see. We will see in the future. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.